everywhere. Now up to the sun, let's come together as one. They say you not there, we stand, if I there, we fight. If we not celebrate, we do it for you. Voila, you forget that. You from Lower Country, you from Maryland. Voila, you from Rewa Sessi. I'm a bastard, we own your people. I'm up on the fine way. Tabila, Kriwako. I love Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Freeland on liberty, Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Ah oh yeah, I love Liberia, oh yeah yeah. They play for me and you, Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Ah oh yeah yeah.
I was raised in the swamp, but I chilled with my guns. Kept it on the low, but we fought for the bones. True son of the sun, I'm a prince in my own. Never gonna lie, me, I love LIB. Even though it's far, when we show them, we can face it. It's not a problem.
Okay. Good evening, fellow Liberians. Good evening, and welcome to the biggest thing happening on radio at about this time. Open Conversation, ELBC 99.9. My name is Washington Tapper Jr., and this is your premier platform all across the country in Liberia. So this is Open Conversation, and this is how I'd like to welcome you to this spectacular time of broadcast. So Open Conversation is a 2-hour current affairs event program that talks about the major happenings in the country, talks about how we can be able to develop Liberia. More specifically, talked about, the electoral process in Liberia. As we can see, Liberia is gearing up to make a national, selection of a new breed of leaders, to take over and steady affairs of the country. So, we are doing good. But let me cross the table to welcome my host, my professional host. Good evening, madam, and welcome.
Good evening, Washington. It's good to be here again this evening on Open Conversation on the 9th day of the the 8th month of the year 2023. We bless God for another opportunity of life, and we are good. And we don't know about you who are listening, but we're hoping that you are also good.
Mm-hmm.
And we like to say to those of you following us via our social media page, we'd like to welcome you also to Open Conversation this evening on ELBC Radio. And like Washington will always say, tonight is the night for District number 3 in Montserrat County. The people in that district are so many. Those of them who are contesting are so many, but we're just taking one of them. There are more than 15 contesting in that district. So you can imagine we are going to have some of them back here. But we just got one person who is contesting from that district, a representative candidate. He will be our guest this evening on Open Conversation. He's our prime guest. Honorable Sumo Koli Mulba will be right here to answer all of the hard questions. So if you are in district number 3 and you want to know more about one of those who's contesting in your district tonight, you have to pay more attention, and then you have to ask him the hard questions also. So welcome to it. But as we will always do, we start off with what's trending in Liberia. So I go back to Mr. Tabe to kick the ball rolling.
So exactly what's trending in Liberia, there are a lot of things trending. There are a couple of issues that are trending. The first thing we'll look at this evening, the Reporter Association wants the media to flag an assault against journalist Joseph Tumbe. This issue that has to do with the extradition of the former police chief of Sierra Leone, when these journalists were on the scene and they were trying to, carry out the story. And this journalist, this reporter, was been assaulted by an armed, I could say it was a military or police officer. He was assaulted, and to an extent where he even slapped the phone out of the journalist's hands, and the phone fell on the concrete and it got damaged. So the vice for the Reporter Association, his name is upcoming, just give me a minute. His name is let's just go ahead. His name is Jackson Daka. and he had a press conference today on behalf of the Reporter Association, calling on the media community, and he said that they are going to do a formal communication to the Mano River Union. They are going to ensure that this thing has been looked at within in our borders. And more besides, they're calling on the media institution, all the media institutions in and around Monrovia, to have this thing being flagged has this assault from a foreign, military personnel on our soil to have assaulted a professional journalist. They are calling on the media institutions to raise this thing, to a greater extent.
So, a Sierra Leonean armed officer assaults a Liberian journalist on Liberian soil. And besides raising that, is there any other thing that could happen? Did they formally inform the Ministry of Justice as it relates to what exactly happened over there, or they just want the media in Liberia to flag it?
Yeah, in accordance with the press conference today, they are going to do several of communications to the requisite authorities responsible for, such.
What do they want to see happen?
They just want justice for journalist Joseph Tumbe. They want justice because he was been assaulted by this.
Does this person who assaulted him, does he live in Liberia?
No.
So he's from Sierra Leone.
Yes.
So if you want justice, how do you get justice? Is my question.
But I think Liberia and Sierra Leone, they are sisters countries. So you as an armed officer come on our soil and assaulted a journalist while he was doing his repertorial responsibility, assaulted him, and I don't think that we must be able to respect people's right, human rights, civil rights, and all of that. So I think the Reporters Association is calling on the Liberian government. Is calling
Is
on
that what they said in the press conference.
Yes.
They're calling on the government to do what?
To investigate this matter.
Okay.
Yes, to investigate this matter, and they're also going to communicate with the Mano River Union to ensure that the officer is brought to cognizance. That's what they said.
Okay, sounds good. So then the relevant authorities should know about what has happened, and then we take it from there, because nobody should do that.
No.
And I tried to follow the live, and he was complaining. I think they said that why did the reporter film them? How in the world, who is not used to the new media, that whatever happens anywhere around the world, people film that. So in Sierra Leone, they don't film what goes on there, and then he had to smash the journalist's camera or because he didn't want to be filmed, and that whole thing was filmed in the end. So I don't know what part of Sierra Leone he comes from, and he will even do that, because anyway, because he's an army man. Even if you're an army, you see what's happening on social media, and it's new media. Whatever you do, people film it. If you don't want people to film what you're doing, you have to be in your bedroom, and then they're not going to do that. So let's hope that they will take their complaints to the requisite authorities, and something will be done about that.
Exactly. So today, the former Deputy Information Minister, Robert Pale, spoke today, and he said that the government is responsible for the backwardness of the educational system in Liberia. But he was...
Which government is responsible for backwardness of education?
I think he associated the we as government, but I think it went across. But yes, in his assertion, he was trying to be a little more political, because after he talked about the deranged status of the educational system, the next thing I heard him talk about was the Joseph Boakai promote for the presidency and how he's going to do better. So if you're talking about the educational system is a mess, so you have to do your comparative analysis on the progress that were made from the Unity Party government and the many progress that were made by the CDC government.
Were you at that press conference?
No, I watched it.
Oh,
I watched it.
I see why.
I watched it.
Because, does he even have morals to even say what he said? This is a former deputy minister in the past government. He sat down at the Ministry of Information. He didn't know how the former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf described the education system of our country. Was he not in the former government? What morals does he have to even come to the public to speak? If he's educated, he needs to check his own background. Does Robert Bade want us to know that he's in town? Is that what he wants, the public to know? Okay, we already know that you're in town. Go and check yourself. Everybody is okay to just go live on Facebook and just say whatever you want to say because, we respect freedom of speech in this country. But again, you should check your background before you come up to the public to come and speak. The place you sat in the past government, you never said a word. When your own former president described, the whole system as a mess. Mm-hmm. And you come today because you support former Vice President Joseph Yuman Boaka, who told us that you in 12 years squandered opportunities. You come back to say that the same Joseph Yuman Boaka is going to make sure that the educational system of our country is better. Who's going to believe that? It took a President Weah to make sure that, the 12th graders don't pay WAS fees. It took a President Weah, who you say doesn't know anything, who cannot do anything for this country. It took him to make sure that people go to school free in this country. And you come back when our educational system is getting better than you left it, and you say that you blame the current government for the mess that you have helped to create in 12 years, that you didn't even make any better. And you yourself said that the whole thing was a mess. You come back to say that, under President Weah, the educational system is not better. Who listens to that?
But that's what I was saying, that Robert Pale should have done his comparative analysis. If he would have done that, then he would have had, a base to have reduced, some of the things that he said. Because if you just go into a very strategic comparative analysis, you will understand that Robert Pale under the Madam Sirleaf's government, and she herself, pull out that admittance that yes, indeed, we realize and we have finalized that the educational system is a mess. Now, how did they improve the educational system in Liberia? Now, coming to President Weah. Now, the educational system from President Weah, where it was a mess by Madam Sirleaf, today, a lot of people, you talked about the illiteracy rate in Liberia has been more than 50%. That's what he said, more than 50%. Now,
so where did he get his tax from?
That's what I was asking. I said, but how did Robert
how did he leave it? How did his government leave it?
Mess.
So what was it? It was nothing, right? So it's 50%, then it's better. But
Madam Sirleaf said mess.
Yeah, so if it was mess, then it means it was nothing. So then it has gone to 50%. If we're using his, stats that we don't know where he got them from, then it's far, far better. Then he needs to step aside. Then he doesn't have an argument. He has no argument, because now all the troubles the University of Liberia students had in the 12 years of Robert Pade and former Vice President Joseph Yuman Boaka, they no more have that.
But see the enrollment.
It has jumped. It has skyrocketed. So what is he trying to say? That's what I think. He just wants us to know that he's in town. Okay, we hear you, Robert Pade. Just be a good man.
The enrollment,
that's all.
The enrollment at UL is a medium of illiteracy reduction. That's the first thing. So if you're talking about illiteracy, the multiplicity of illiteracy in the country, now the enrollment at UL is a medium of reducing illiteracy in the country. So if you had a massive, education system, and today you're talking about 50% of the education system being a mess, then I think we're getting somewhere, because the former President Sirleaf said the system is a mess. And today, Robert Pala is saying 50% of the Liberian people that.
And only God knows where he gets his statistics from.
Exactly.
And again, he has no morals. I'll say that. He needs to go and find somewhere to sit down. If he's running campaign, that's fine because we're in campaign period. But the people you're talking to are not, they're not out of their minds. People know what happened here when your government was in power. So how do you come and spew whatever you want to, to the media, and you think that everybody's just going to take it lying down? That's not going to work. It's not going to work. Find something better to talk about. You guys need to go out there and say something that is going to convince the electorates. But if you're saying things that people already know is not the truth, I'm just sorry.
He was projecting. He was projecting the former Vice President Joe Boakai. A very good. After he made that assertion, he was projecting Vice President Boakai to have, deliver on some of the statements that he made today in his,
What did he deliver?
No, what I'm saying is that he was projecting Vice President Boakai to deliver on some of the things
so he will deliver.
Very good.
Okay, so we can judge people by their past records. So what is a former Vice President Joseph Yomo Boakai's past record that he is, campaigning on today? But apart from staying in government for more than 40 years, working for government for more than 40 years, and he himself admitting to squandering opportunities for 12 years, what else is that record that he's selling former Vice President Joseph Yomo Boakai on?
But that's what I said. If Robert Pale would have gone into his closet, take up his time to,
nothing in his closet. The things that are there are not things you want to know about.
But if he had gone there and and put on his thinking cap, he wouldn't have hallucinated like that.
Look at you.
He wouldn't have done that. You understand?
Let's move to something else.
Yes. So today, Councillor Teron Gonglo spoke about this extradition again, but it has already happened.
So look, it's election time. We're going to election, so everybody will have a say on what they think should happen, shouldn't happen, and they will take up, they'll pick anything that they believe that the public is going to go their way for. And the government did what she had to do. She gave us reasons why she did what she had to do. Nobody's going to encourage anybody who wants to carry out, how do you call that kind of? Okay, I thought you had another word for that. Mr. Bugme.
No.
So if you're doing that, if anybody's doing that in another country or attempted doing that or allegedly did that and came to your country or did it in your country, any of your country men did that and went to another country, you will want them, when you are seated at a place where the government is, you will want that person back to answer for what they did. We can understand that we're in a campaign time. Everybody's looking for, your drowning man is always looking for something to hang on so that he can stay.
Yes, exactly. So trending issues still goes on. Today, President Weah made a politically gigantic visit to districts 14 and 16. So you saw it for yourself, Titi. You saw the turnout. You saw the human traffic congestion. You saw how the people of district number 14, the Cloud Town people, you saw how the Nuku Town people showed up, and you saw the human reception, Titi. So the Liberian people, that the actual political season is around.
The thing is, I always say that, and people know that, but sometimes they like to just forget about the truth, the facts of the matter, and try to tell it to themselves that, no, I don't believe that this is happening, even though they know that that is happening. But they will tell themselves that, I don't believe that, and we can change the narratives. That is what's happening right now with President Weah. And I believe that all of the people who are contesting, especially for the presidency, when they watch the way President Weah the way the people gravitate towards the president of the Republic of Liberia, even though they in the opposition say that the government is not doing anything, then it makes them wonder, but they'll still find something to say because it's political season. Like Pade will come and say that, the educational sector of the country is a mess, even though he served as a deputy minister under former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, who described the whole thing as a mess, even though this government is making sure that, students at the university, the enrollment is very high because it's free now, and other people can go to school freely, and people will not have to pay wise fees because the government has taken that responsibility from the poor people. But what I was trying to say is that the grace of God, all of us have the grace of God, but we have it in different or at different levels. And so some people really, really envy the grace of God upon the life of the president that makes people gravitate towards him. And not only that, because if you have the grace of God upon your life, that is one thing. But again, if you tell people that your life is not better, who are you to tell me that my life is not better besides myself? Am I not the person who's living this life? Don't I know what's happening for me? That's what appears every time. Since yesterday, today, again, the same thing. The same people who you say do not like the president, because the same people you say the president is not doing anything for, the people are not like you. They realize that in these times where the government does not have the support that the previous government had, is doing far better than the government that had all of the international support and did nothing better. Because when you hear the campaign team of His Excellency or the government, they always say that the president is campaigning on his legacy. What he has done for the people of Liberia in 5 years is what he's campaigning on, is what he's using to tell them that, look, I know that, we had coronavirus. I know that we had all of the international support that the previous government had. It's not coming again. I know that we don't have peacekeepers in this country with all of the support that was coming because they were here. It's not coming anymore, but we still have a stabilized economy, and we still have a country that is far better than other countries in the sub-region when it comes to certain things. And our government, regardless of the little support we get, we're using the money that we get from the taxes you're paying is what we are using to develop this country. And the people see the roads, the people see the hospitals, the people see that they're going to school, University of Liberia, free. The children have a place to play, especially in district number 14 now that the president went. So it's a difficult thing. And these people who are contesting against the president are just like, oh my God, what are we going to do? Because the political B-52, by the time he appears, when people just hear that the president is coming to a place or a certain district, they are just overwhelmed. And and he knows how to communicate with the people.
But honestly, Titi, President Weah has, no matter how you may term it, no matter how you may see it, President Weah has just got a certain group of people that, however you say anything about him, look, that's them. That's them. That's them.
They see themselves in him.
But that's what I'm saying.
And let's not, with all of the ways that, former President Charles Taylor had, there are certain people who have a certain grace upon their life that people gravitate to them. If Taylor was in this country today, if he were to come today, you will see the kind of people that will gravitate towards Charles Taylor because they just love him.
That's them.
Liberia, people in life are like that. God bless people, a certain group of people, a certain kind of people in a certain different way.
Exactly.
The grace of God upon their lives, you just can't beat it. You'll fight it. You're on your own.
So like
you're on your own.
Exactly, and we are parallel. That's what I'm saying. So you see, in spite of whether it is political or personal, there are just certain people who have just glued themselves to President Weah, whether it is from a political background or a personal background, they just know him. But there are certain impartations, Titi. There are certain things that, I may have felt with you, we did together. And this love, this overwhelming affection has just got over me that no matter how and no matter where we are, I would just have to give it out for you. So, in spite of the government is definitely performing, the head of the government doesn't know the leadership structure of the country, and all of that. When the president is moving into these different districts and different counties, these very people that you probably communicating with the negativities about the government, you see these people coming outside, to give this rousing and overwhelming welcome to the president. Then it beats your imagination to believe that the same very people that you thinking that you are misleading, the same very people you think that they are trading your way, are the same very people coming out. Then
but the people are not. The thing about it is, it's just sometimes we try to live in illusion. Sometimes we believe that this is not going to happen. I don't think this can happen, and let me get out there and say all the negativities about another person. And I believe that when I say it, the crowd is going to go for me. But anytime they do that, it just tells you that the more they do that, the more the people gravitate towards the president. And not only that, the president is this person who knows his audience. He knows how to communicate with the people. When he got to Newcretown today, he did not communicate with the people of Newcretown like he was communicating with outside of Liberia. With anybody outside of Liberia. He says, I am from this place. You bana? I said, nobody bana. What I mean, yeah. Obviously, he was trying to caution people about not doing the wrong thing during these political times, because it's going to be a minus for the government, because the people believe that he believes that his opponents got nothing on him. What he's running with is his deliverables, what he has already delivered to the Liberian people. And he was cautioning his supporters not to get involved with violence, because the opposition is going to use that to say that, they want to rig the election when they know that they cannot win President Weah in these elections. So he was trying to caution them. And he says, I grew up right here. I'm from Newcretown. I'm a Ghana man like you. And, and by the time he says that, they understand exactly what he's saying. That is communicating with your audience. And he says, I am cautioning you to try to be yourselves. If people want to fight you, do not fight them. If you're gathering and somebody wants to, misbehave, stay away from them, because that is the only way. We want to win these elections on a very clean note. We don't want people to get into our midst. And even if somebody is observing and they are not from the party, we want to encourage them to join us. But our attitudes will make them to join us. That is a caution he was giving to his people.
Because of the political civility. Like he said, he spoke about the issue of the elders. Like,
he said, I'm from here, but then even though we're frisky people, right? But when our elders say something to us, we have to listen. We listen to our elders. That's how we grew up. Exactly. And I like something he said today, that, he tried to talk about himself. Because people say that, he would have been nobody. He doesn't know anything. He doesn't know anything, but what he's doing for the Liberian people tells a different story. And so he was telling the people of District Number 16, do not allow the place you come from, because people say you come from a slum community. Do not allow that to define you. I came from the slum, but I am the president of the Republic of Liberia. That is something for any young person who is listening or who listened to the president to take and say, even though this president, parents did not have money to send him to school, lived with his grandmother, when he stayed in the ghetto, he played marble, he played football, but still God destined something for him. So even though I found myself in a position where, things are not okay for me now, the best thing to do is to persevere and not to allow the situation I found myself in to define my future. And I think all of the young people who are listening to the president today, if they didn't take anything from that, that is something they must take from His Excellency. To say that if the president can come from these slum communities and still be somebody, you can also be that person. And the only way you can do that, he was telling them, the only way you can do that, I am on record as a president for, making sure that when I did not have an opportunity to go to school, and I was born here in, he said, 1960, he went to Sasna. He said, when I went there, nothing was going on there. But now, there are lights. I put solar lights there. How many years ago? It's now that solar lights have gone there. I became a president and I said to myself that, you know what, these people who have elected me need an opportunity that I did not have. And I'm giving you that opportunity. So don't allow anybody who stayed in power for 12 years, who did not give you that opportunity, even though they had all of the resources to do so. And now coming back after you took them from power, they're saying, we can do that. You have to think twice.
So I think, honestly, if you want to be, now you talk about the president's life, the president's lifestyle. To be honest, President Ria's lifestyle should be a lesson to a lot of us young people. Look, it is all about the utilization of your talent, your potential. Let's be honest. It's all about what God has given you to be utilized and to be utilized to the best extent. That's the only thing. If the man would not have utilized his talents, his gift, his potential, today, who would have known that George Weah would have been a better person in Liberia and the world? Nobody would have known that. So the story of George Weah, the life of George Weah, the place he came from, the slum, that kind of place, nobody would believe that any kind of good president would come out.
That's what people think, that nothing good comes out of there, but he defied all odds and then he became somebody today.
Exactly.
And it was not only on his talents, because he was talented. They only, Ballon d'Or, right?
Yeah.
But the president did not only, succeed in football, he became the president of the Republic of Liberia, even though in 2004, when he went to the debate, according to him, people told him to lie, that he was out of high school. He said, I'm not going to lie, because if I lie today, the people who I sat with in the 12th grade, they're around. They will say that we did not graduate. And because he says to the Liberian people, I am not going to be a president who is going to be lying to you. So that time he says, I did not finish high school, but that did not deter him. He went to school and went on to get degrees. So it means that even though he succeeded on the football side, he still, persevere, pursued education, and became somebody, and became a president today. I know we're totally out of time. We're just going to take maybe just 5 calls on this one, and then our guest is already here.
No. You want to get it for a minute? I think we should just go to the line.
Yeah, let's just go to the line.
Yeah,
because I thought you were going to play that while we were talking
doing the
just
discussion.
Yeah.
So let's go to the line.
Just tell us, the former deputy fired minister, he was fired by former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Robert Party, and he's coming back to tell you that, he who has no morals is coming back to tell Liberian people that the educational system is a mess. Excuse me. And the president is out. He has gotten fired up on his campaign trail, and he seems to be.
Journalist Robert Pale was assaulted by a. I'm sorry, journalist Joseph.
Not even charged.
Journalist Joseph. Tumbe, I'm sorry, journalist Joseph Tumbe was assaulted by a Sierra Leonean armed officer at the grounds of the Temple of Justice.
Okay, so we're not going to use this telephone line. We're going to use. It seems like it's not even. Yeah, we have to put it on. So call us on 0770 19 26 and 96, and then we'll be live on our open conversation. We're taking just 5 calls, and then we usher in our guests this evening on open conversation. 0770 19 26 and 96. And you'll be live. I'm not sure whether when we take this call we're going to get this person, but let's try and see. Okay. Good evening. Good evening. President, good evening.
Minister Gertrude Williams, Assistant Minister for Administration, Insurance, Industry and Transport.
Let's hear you, man.
I'm listening to the expose in Google, and the legacy has been shown just taking place that the president wants to do a tour to campaign in the district 7, 8, Verse 16 to 14. I mean, if you are seeing the message, I mean, like they never done before. And I mean, they may already set a blueprint. If you go to River County today, the sports stadium that is under construction just for the southeastern region to have a central point for county meet is because of this precedent. The 20-kilometer road that is under construction from Padito Town, which is the capital city of the Bank of Florida, is under his administration. Today, the hard road that is under construction in River County to supply the entire southeastern region is under his administration. And today, NDC is in Fishtown. Now they are doing the extension of the poles to go to the commercial city, which is Depot Carrican.
You know about the people coming over, they said that they didn't want that road.
They are not the people that they
Thank God you from River County.
If you go to Bakoru Hospital today people come from Guinea, people come from Sierra Leone to have a medical care in Bakoru County in Liberia.
Okay, ma'am.
It's not this man administration. Some of its kind for medical doctors, over 100 plus, go and pay and took out this country. And they were only paid $700 as medical doctors, and now they make $2,000. It is one of this administration.
Okay, so we have to leave you at that. I know. You can go on and on and on.
To tell all these things.
Okay.
So the people of Nima County can understand where they are today. That there is a construction of road is ongoing in Nima County.
I think the Nima County people are appreciative because they come in and say all of that.
Yeah. This is what I want to say.
Okay.
I want to say that that's what the benefit that they are getting today and through this president.
Okay, ma'am.
So I will have this time one day to go in studio for all of discuss these things.
No problem. No problem. Thank you so much, Minister Gertrude.
Thank you.
Okay, let's hear this person. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello?
Good evening.
Yeah, sister.
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, like you said that, yeah?
What is your name and where are you joining us from?
Yeah, I'm speaking from Dupo Road.
Is your name Dupo Road?
Yeah, Dupo Road.
Oh, your name is Dupo Road?
No, my name is Big Bobby.
Okay, let's hear you.
Yeah, you people say that you are paying the student, you are paying school fees. But I can remember that some of us who went to school pay our own school fees. And now I'm working the salary that I'm making. They have cut my salary that which I was making almost, when I look at making about 10,700. This person when I go take pay, I only get 9,000.
Where do you work?
I work with health ministry. I was working with health ministry. I've been pension.
Oh, you
And
been
now they are bringing
pension?
my salary down. Then you supposed to your
Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
You going to school?
Right ever since.
Oh, so you don't have anybody who's going to school?
I sent my daughter to school. I supported her until she came to she graduated from college and she went out of high school. I did everything for her.
So if you don't have any child to go to school now, so it means that the people who have children to go to
I do have no child go to school. This present
so the other people who got children now who are attending free school at the University of Liberia, should they say no, they're not doing that?
You will say that you are paying the student school fee. And I want money that will work for your country. I want money there.
What money you work for? You say you pay the pension, you say you work for money. What money you work for the cutting now?
My pension money I don't be cutting because I used to get 10,700. Now I get only 900. I mean 9,000.
Thank God for you getting 9,000. Yeah? Hello.
Hello,
How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing?
My name is Professor from a call from my rehab residence.
Let's hear you, ma'am.
I would like to say something. They continue to carry on with division, carry on and just some of this talk here say carrying the photo of the other participant there. For something having within the stock there, you can see yourself there. A group of the party people wearing the stock there, asking people to vote by killing it.
and then people refuse to vote in the form of vaccine ballot. When the division went to post the banner of the half of this as well, we have some people understand. You soon down the banner. So if you people, if they are provoking us, you still want to remain calm.
Yes, remain calm for Christ's sake.
Yeah, they are at the spokesperson of our party and Councilor Amaba says, President, we are waiting on his record. And I was also not believe that on the record that President where I will be because he hasn't reached his fifth year and what he has done within the period of just and the 12 years that we get today in the country. So I know my president going to be really just on the record. So thank you for the decision. This will come down. But I'm waiting for your own subject.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your call this evening. And it's good that you guys are going to pay attention to what the president said. He said today that, you know, my mother always said that if you're in the bathroom, right, and an insane person comes and take the laptop from the door, maybe you're in an outside bathroom, you who are, you know, okay, you're not going to run out naked. So if somebody did something wrong, you know, you don't have to follow that person to do
that's why political civility is very important.
Wrong thing. So it's very, very important.
So one more call. What? Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. You are not coming too clear, madam. Good evening.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm calling from Esikuba Road, the new road at Jallah.
Okay.
Okay. I tell you, thank you so much for us. So let's not be talking about I just talk about Lord about authority. The president never say to us, we are the voter. We don't want to look at computer. And after that, we are to be attacking. Every kind of attack, we don't want to go our president.
Okay, man.
We have 5 years. I got 7 people, 7 children graduated on a watch. 7 people, my children here are on that division.
Okay.
Who can me confuse me about Jallah do not devour division?
The caller who just called. Thank you, man.
The line. The phone not can never tell on the line.
The man, all the children out of high school stays there. It says they still angry.
He got like I don't want to have the country. He want to have nobody who knows ourselves. They're fighting for ourselves.
Okay, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So certainly.
Thank you. Okay, we're not taking calls. Sorry. I'm not taking any call, and we will usher in our guests now.
As we take a break,
and let the guests come in. I just want to say something. The thing is, it's that when you hear somebody, you know, in so much desperation, when they call on the radio, then it tells you. But again, I know that the caller, that man who called and said, you know, his pension money is being reduced. I know he was listening to this woman who called and said she has 7 children who've graduated. They live in her house, and it's as a result of the president's, you know, free tuition policy at the University of Liberia. So if you are not benefiting because you don't have a child, how in the world are you going to call and say otherwise when you know exactly that you're not the only person who lives in this country and there are people who are benefiting as a result? How?
Exactly. You know,
but again,
these
it
things,
is what it is.
These things will obviously happen. The reason why they will happen is because, you know, sometimes people attach, you know, political attachment to them. Sometimes someone may not want to be cognizant of the fact that, you know, why these things are happening. No, you would not continuously make the normal 10, 15, 30,000 you used to make when there are other development purposes that are supposed to be
Washington, anybody can call you and say, you know, this happened. Who is there to know whether or not you're telling the truth? So I don't even waste my time to.
If you think that you've been ostracized, you've been belittled, other people are certainly benefiting from the improvement of, you know, their government's agenda. So it's different ways. It's different. I think our guest is set up now, so we go to you. To
Okay, so we told you this evening we will be talking some politics from district number 3 in Montserrat County. I told you that a lot of people are running in that district, district number 3. Let me see, we got the incumbent of CB Bashel is on the Unity Party ticket, Alvin Blackie, Caesar Clark, G. Matthew Clark. The Clark people plenty. Kuku Double is coming back again. She's on the collaborating political party in that district. Kofi Jallah, Samuel Kofi Jones, Mulba James Kennedy, Ralph Kenny, Patrick Kumoyan, Abenigo Masakwe, Sumo Koli Mulba, he's our guest this evening. He's on the All Liberian Party ticket. And Isaac Kwei, Jeffrey Toma, Tobo Wonoke, Nancy Yola, and Armstrong Zaidi. These are all of the people who are running in district number 3. You can imagine there are more than 15 for that one district. Somebody always says that, you know, if you're plenty that are there, it can be easier for the incumbent to, but I will ask my guests if that is going to happen. But that's why we're here, because, you know, that's just a simple majority, right? If anybody has one vote over the other persons, that person becomes the representative for that district. But Honorable Sumo Koli Mulba, thank you so much for sitting with us this evening on Open Conversation. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I still got your mic off. How are you, and how is district number 3 doing?
Wow, I'm fine. And district number 3 is good.
Is it good?
Yeah, district is good.
This is your 3rd time running or 2nd term?
2nd term.
2nd time. Okay, so tell us something about yourself, your family, professional and political life, and your experience.
All right. I was born in district number 3, and my father came from Lofa County, and I originated from Lofa County. Mother from Grand Bassett, and I went to school here in Liberia, got my diploma from here, and I got my BSc also from here, University of Liberia. I went to the African American Episcopal University, where I received a bachelor in public administration. Wanting to learn more, being a young man, I went to the Cotton Graduate School, 2008 up to 2011. I came out with a master in public sector management. And I also left from here. I went outside, came out with a Master of Science in Development Administration, also University of Norway. I've been here, worked with the government, worked with UNDP. But I think our whole focus now is for our district. We have our interest in our district, and there are a lot of things we need to do, and we feel we need to do it quickly.
This is your 2nd time running. Why do you want to be a representative for district number 3? You got 14 other, I think almost, you guys are 18, right? Running in that district?
Yeah, 18. Yeah, 18.
Yeah. You got the incumbent plus
17.
16 other persons, and you wanting to lead the people of district number 3. Is there any pressing need in that district for which all of you are just wanting to unseat incumbent CB Bashel?
All right. First, we were like focusing being an entrepreneur. We're focusing on our business.
Okay.
And I did a studies, and I have a master in public sector management, and we are government experts when it comes to public policy. But then my focus like on my business, and I heard Bashir looking at the rest of the other guys, calling them rabbits, being, they were not strong enough. So he called them rabbit. And I said, all right, if Bashir can call other people rabbit because they lack of the fun eyes, then I think I need to come in to show him the real lion. So I thought it was the
Oh,
answer.
so it's a show of strength, isn't it? It's not because, there are certain needs the district lacks.
Let's leave the show of strength. The thing is that we've been looking at our people, we've been monitoring. We went from community to community. Just the business of our people, Basha is not providing it. So we thought it wise to venture into it and make sure our people are treated the way we want them to be treated.
So let's talk about some of the needs for which you have jumped into the race. What do your people need that Basha is not providing as a representation of that district?
Yeah, so many things. I look at the issue of one of the cardinal responsibility of oversight. As a lawmaker, you should have some control over the executive branch of government when it comes to the line ministry and autonomous agency. Let's look at water and civil. We have our community there, and we have the pipe running from White Plain down to Central Morovia. It passes through pipeline, and everywhere the 11 community there is no water. Well, people need water, and they are yearning for water.
Do you think Basha is not exercising his oversight when it comes to that?
Yeah, of course.
And if you were elected lawmaker, you will make sure that the 11 communities in that district have pipe and water?
Yeah, my first 300 days. It's easy to do.
Why do you think it's easy to do?
Being a lawmaker, there's something lacking. They always make mention of the three cardinal responsibilities. They talk about lawmaking, representation, oversight. There is something important, which is lobbying. You should have the lobbyistic power.
And you think Basha doesn't have that?
He lacked that. And I think I have control of that. And we need to do that quickly so that our people can benefit.
Okay. Besides water, what else?
Oh, the issue of sanitation. Everywhere in our district, Rila is in our district, part of Rila, and they are dirt everywhere. We tried doing that, and we even have the largest dump site in our district. It shouldn't be that way. Because a lot of our people complain of mosquito. Some people complain of chloride and other things. We need to make sure that we clean the dirt. And we started doing that from the era when we took, can you imagine, we took 27 trucks of dirt just from one town.
You took 27 trucks of what from one town?
Dirt from one town. That's a dump site.
And took it where? Because I know one town is a dump site. You're taking the dirt from the dump site to where?
One town is not the dump site. The dump site is FDA.
So the dirt in one town is being removed?
Of course.
By
there where Patrick, even one of the aspirant, Patrick, he got a water factory there. When we're taking the dirt out, we saw a lot of the water plastic. They went to Patrick and asked Patrick, can you come in and help to take the dirt out? Patrick said, okay, I will do that. But 3 months, it still remained there. We went in and took the dirt out.
So there's no dirt in Wayne Town?
There is no dirt in Wayne Town.
So you took the dirt from Wayne Town?
Of course, I did.
How did you do that?
What I did was to discuss with the PCC as for where we can dump the dirt. And we got some of the trucks in there. We pay money, right? We pay money with the truck, even the machine to do the loading of the truck, we pay. And we spent close to like $4,600 United States dollars to take the dirt out.
Now the dirt, according to you, has been removed. What are measures put in place to make sure that people don't dump dirt there?
So what we did was to do a billboard to place where we took the dirt from and telling them we need to keep our community clean.
And do you think those who don't live in the community or the district, because obviously people leave from different places to throw dirt in one town, you think they're going to listen to that?
Yeah, they are, because there is a building, they did a shop there, right? So to stop people from placing dirt. So there is a shop. This part was sample being there, but there is a shop.
Oh, so the people there are not allowing people to put dirt there. If no dirt is in one town, I must commend you for that, because that was really, another Sony win. And the people over there, I really, the last time I ever went there, I was wondering how the people around there, how they really live. because that place is, mosquitoes infected because of the dirt. So sanitation in your district, you blame CB Bashir as a representative candidate. You single-handedly remove the dirt from there. And besides sanitation, water.
No, there is another one located around the supermarket where Bashir truck, he front loader is a fuel tank something. It went off, right? And we told the wise that we are going there again, hopefully by Friday, to take the dirt out.
Is this something you're going to continuously do, or are you doing it because you want to be lawmaker of the district?
Oh, Titi, you know me well. I got my own thing. So it's not about being lawmaker. I'm not greedy. I'm not chasing what they get there. But what we are looking at, because I have love and passion for people. So I believe that I was born in, let me give you a little story, because I was born in district number 3.
Okay.
And what I did first was to help my brothers and those around me to make them strong. And I did that. My father and mother died. So I did that by making them strong. I have a lawyer in my family that I sponsor. I also have somebody that is the business manager for all of my businesses. So now it's about other people that I live with. And you see, in this life, you can't give money throughout. You have to change policy, because if you have people coming every time, it makes it much difficult. But if you can change policy that will have impact on most of our people that we think that we should help, it should be a great thing. This is what we're trying to do.
Okay, you're not there yet. You're not at the legislature. There are things happening in your district for which you want to remove CB Bashir, who is the incumbent lawmaker of your district. You said the district, when it comes to sanitation, he's not doing well. When it comes to power and water, he's not doing well. What else does your district lack?
So many things we lack. Even with the issue of the high school they have. The high school is now standard. Even with the issue of the administrative building, you go and see the administrative building is something like any other building. We need something that our people can rely on. And we have so many things that Bashir should have focused on. And I told you about the 3 cardinal responsibilities. Let's look at the issue of lawmaking. I remember Bashir passed a law that he shouldn't pass. 2022, we have 53 bills that should have been enacted into law. But then I remember we have 9 bills that were enacted into law that I can remember though. But then one major one is the retirement pension bill that Bashir supported. Why would Bashir support such a bill?
What's wrong with that?
Oh, Titi, look at it. By you creating such a bill with the high money you receive as salary, you create deficit for our country.
Explain it to me. The people who are listening, and I don't understand when you say you create high deficit for the country. What does that mean?
I mean, what will you make huge money, misuse it, and after your retirement, you talk about being pension, they should pay you this amount of XYZ amount of money.
For lawmakers.
For lawmakers, which is wrong, right? I have a father who died. He was a professor of the University of Liberia. But then when he died, we tried chasing the pension so that we can continue our education. There were no pension given to us. The AFL, there were no pension given to them. Our teachers, there are so many people that did not receive their pension.
And you think Bashir should be pensioned for passing a law that would give lawmakers money?
I'm saying no to that. I'm saying no to that. If people that suffer for this country cannot be pensioned, why should we pension Bashir after receiving a huge amount of money?
But if that has already been passed into law, then it's a law. So even if you assume that leadership role, you will still, benefit from it. So what's the big deal then?
So the big deal is to create a checkpoint for unnecessary law. The big deal is to create a checkpoint for unnecessary law. They have passed that, but then there will be other law that will come that they will pass. So we need to create a checkpoint to stop them from passing out other laws. So it's not necessary for our people.
Okay, how connected are you in the district? I hear you talk about school. You have a school in another district. You're talking about school in a district number 3. Why you didn't build your school in district number 3?
All right, district number 3, there is no land space. We tried doing that after 2017. We we had a consultation meeting. We sent a letter to Bashir. He refused. And we discussed with other relevant stakeholders within the district, and they told us no land. Because we had interest for our people, we thought it wise to get land. So my issue, I listen to a lot of people asking that question. My issue here is this. Most of our students leave from district number 3 to go to the University of Liberia. Is the University of Liberia in district 3? No. People, when they are sick, they leave from our district. They go to our JFK, Redemption. Is Redemption in district number 3? No. In Liberia, there is no boundary. We should think different from what people think. In District 3, District 2, District 5, we are all Liberian, and we should foster the interests of each other.
So then it comes back to what you've just said, that you don't have any school in your district. Then the people from your district should leave your district and go to other districts just to learn.
Yeah, Titi, this is what I did, right? Mm-hmm. I got a factory in the district. 2004, I had the biggest ice factory in Liberia. There, we employ people. We create a job. I'm also a shareholder of Dalian LNC Product, the first company ever, Chinese company ever in the Republic of Liberia, 2004. There were no embassy here. If you can remember, we had Chinese selling Kuwait. I brought them here for a reason, and we took them back to encourage Liberians to venture into business. And today, we have done a lot in the district. So with the issue of school, what I did to help my people was to create scholarship and have 128 students from my district going to school there. We took care of transportation, we took care of uniform and tuition waiver. So the issue here is not where I build, the issue is how can I impact my district, and I did that.
Where is your stronghold in that district?
My stronghold in the district, I'm from Mizo. From Mizo, the only candidate from Mizo, Bala community, James Davy, Fro Island, William Booth. 5 communities I control.
How many communities are in your district?
11.
You control just 5.
5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The lawmaker controls all 11.
No. The lawmaker is someone who he's out because everywhere you go, people tell you he filled the district. And the only message the lawmaker push now is that vote Bashir, I beg you, vote Bashir. I beg you, vote Boakai. Vote Boakai. And even if Boakai win, don't worry about me because he's thinking about the ministerial position.
So Bashir knows that he's not coming back, so he's running Joseph Yuma Boakai campaign instead of running his own campaign. You're saying.
He's the campaign spokesperson for Joseph Boakai now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So who's your biggest competitor in the district then?
I have none because most of them have character issue.
Really?
Yeah, I want you to do your own evaluation in district number 3.
Is it character issue? What do you mean?
I am the face of district number 3 now. I can assure you.
If you don't say I am, who will say thou art anyway? And so, what kind of character issues they have?
I don't want to mention name because
you don't have to call names. Just tell me the kind of issues they have. That's because I will have some of them here. Okay, so all right. I will ask them that question.
Some of them represented the ANC, and there is a character issue with the ANC. Some of them serve with the union for Simeco, and there is an issue with Simeco. So a lot of issues from their end. Then we also have in our district some imported American bureaucrats who feed here from America. They cause a lot of noise. But then the thing is that the people are looking at the pioneer, the one who is born there. And I'm the person born there.
Because you're the pioneer, right? What should you?
Yes, certainly. Thank you very much, Honorable Smo, for honoring our invitation. But I want to ask you this question. Now, you talked about C.B. Bashir passing or agreeing to a kind of bill that was being passed, and he signed up to that, and he affixed his signature on that. But I want to ask you, what is your interpretation? How can you describe the process of formulating a bill for passage? As a lawmaker, how will you go about, arranging a bill, going through the process of formulating it to pass it, and how can a bill be passed as a lawmaker?
All right, as a lawmaker, there are few processes that you have to go through. One is by formulating the bill, next by introducing the bill, and the bill will be channeled through committees. Right. First, you have to start with from your own end. It could be from even the lawmaker, it could be for anyone. But I have the legal knowledge. Then when the bill is like placed on the floor for discussion from a committee, then it is then discussed, and later on is the issue of voting the bill. When it is voted upon, then it is sent to the president for approval.
Yeah, you talk about committee. What kind of committee presents the bill for discussion? I want to you want to go into the House to represent the people of District Number 3. Are you cognizant? Are you oriented with the operations of the House of Representatives? You talk about committee. What kind of committee? What kind of committee will you be specialized in? What kind of bill will you be channeling? What will you be doing there? What will be your major impact when it comes to presenting bills on behalf of the people of District Number 3? You know, there are different auxiliaries in the House of Representatives. What will you specialize in a particular committee, and what kind of bill will you be preferring for your people of District Number 3, and how are you going to?
All right, let's look at the bill there. I'm looking at to put for. I got like 3 different bills here, right? And I put together, and I was here a few times ago. We discussed that with Saber. There is a bill I'm thinking of pushing, which is the growth in a sustainable level bill. Many of the time we go into agreement with investor, concession agreement,
Okay.
and what I believe in, what is extracted from our soil, there should be a tax level to the profit. Then people come in and just give him money and say we want to do some extraction. Like let's look at the MNG. MNG good about taking out gold whatsoever, and not just the gold. Even there are rock, there are pressure, and you could make money from that. So what we are saying, we can sign the agreement, but then there should be on the profit, there should be 10% attached to that, so that when you make the money, we will not know how much. Because if I tell you now, how many geologists we have, how many experts we have to go through the findings. But if you have serious accounting who are there monitoring the sales, then you can attach 10% on profit that we can take back. No need to tell people say we should have the road fund, we take this percentage from gasoline, or the importation of rice, we assign this percentage. You can assign the percentage to investors and get the money out, right? And leave our people.
Okay.
Assigning on those that are making a lot of money. So if I tell you there is a company in Cape Mount, if you know the amount of gold that leave from this country to get out, you will look your own country, you will cry for it, because there are a huge amount of gold going out. But then, because we receive money, there is a percentage that we receive. But then the aftermath of it, the profit, what are we doing with it?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You now want to go to represent the people of District Number 3.
Mhm.
Now, I'm asking for your area specification. Now, there are different committees in the House. There are committees on sport, committees on concession, committee on different things. Where will you be specialized?
I would look at the committee on concession, because it have to do with some policy issue, policy statement that we have to look at every time. I feel that those there, our people there, are making a lot of error, and we need to rectify this error quickly before.
Okay, so sometimes that is left with the person who's the Speaker of the House when he's formulating his committees.
You're right.
Then,
Yeah.
if he puts you on that committee, well, that's fine with you. You from the ALP, you're running on the ALP ticket,
Yeah,
right?
all like run party ticket. Yeah.
You don't have which party does your party support?
Oh,
Which political party does your party support?
There is no president. We have no vice president, and I'm sure now after today we are not supporting any candidate until our party chairman come out or the one that own the party come up to tell who to go for, and I will see how it works.
So then it tells me that you're just like one of those independent candidates in the district, although you have a phase of the ALP, right?
Oh, for
you
sure.
Kind of agree with me on that.
Yeah.
So where does
right.
your where's your base? You know, I know you talked about 5 communities that you're popular in, but is it an easy thing now because most of the people have alignments? I know voting for, if you are a CDSHN, you are a UPist, and you are a CPP person in the district, at least you have a standard bearer that you're voting for. But then when it comes to the representative position, how do you convince all of these people now to vote for you? Because, you know, you don't have a standard bearer who's participating in the presidential elections.
You're right. For the district that I'm from, district number 3, the people of district number 3, they have,
And actually, my question was going to be that, don't you think those people are going to be voting for? I heard President Weah today talking about vote one, vote all. And so if he's campaigning and telling the people in the districts to vote for him, but he's also campaigning for the representative candidates in those districts. How do you manage with this? Because I know if Joseph Yumambwaka goes to that district, he will be telling the people there, vote one, vote all. So if you vote for me, vote for the Unity Party candidate.
You're right. So let me come up to here's the thing, right? It depends on the candidate you put forth. So for Bwakai, CB is the one representing Bwakai. And CB is a failure.
And according to you, CB is saying, don't vote for me, vote for Bwakai.
Yeah, he's a failure when it comes to District 3. You can do your own evaluation.
Okay.
When it comes to CDC, CDC pulled for a candidate. And the candidate...
Let me see the CDC candidate in that district.
Kofi Jones.
Okay. Kofi Jones is the CDC candidate in that district.
Kofi Jones, the son of Kofi Jones is not like the Yakwazu or the Zeze.
What does that mean?
That's a foreign name.
Oh?
That's a foreign name.
Well, let me put that Kofi Jones, that Congo name.
Can the Yakwazu go in Ghana and run?
What is that supposed to mean?
I want us to be real here.
I don't know.
So here's the thing. I don't want to go deep.
Okay.
In our district, I have 90% of CDC supporting me.
Really?
In our district,
why do you think so?
I have 90% of unit parties supporting me. Tonight, I have the youth chairman of Unity Party with me.
If you're exposing him,
right? You know, I want to make it clear.
Wow.
And I also have one of the chairmen for CDC with me. So the issue of district number 3 is not about political party. The issue of district number 3 is about who can do the work. And I can tell you, in our district, to deliver our people, I'm the one who can deliver our people. And not the name you are listening to.
And the deliverer.
Thank you, the deliverer. I said that.
Okay, district number 3, although you have 17 persons, including the incumbents running in your district, we have one of the 17 persons here with us. Smokoli Malba is our guest on Open Conversation, and he believes that even though his party does not have a presidential candidate, but all of the parties with presidential candidates, they will go and vote for their presidents. But then when it comes to the representative seat in that district, they're going to choose him over their party's representative is putting up. Well, we'll see when we open the lines, and we'll see in October what happens.
Thank you.
But let me ask you this question. Besides, I hear you talk about, a bill you're going to proffer.
Yeah, you're right.
Is that the only bill you see or that is on your mind? when you get elected, I heard you talking about what 300 days deliverable or what 30 days deliverable. Did I hear something like that?
Can we discuss the bill small?
Yeah, is that the only bill you're going to proffer?
That just one.
Okay,
So
tell me what else.
All right, we just heard about the drugs bill.
Right. It's passed.
Yeah, it's
already.
passed.
Mhm.
Well, we need to amend that bill.
Why? How?
Because it won't help us. And I love to be real.
Okay.
Yeah. The only way the bill can help us if we align the bill with the texting of public and private sector employee as it relates to drugs.
Public and private sector employees. Why
Of
do you
course,
think they should be
every 6
tested?
months they need to be. Yeah.
Why do you
because
think so?
most often people wonder, people always cry, oh, the young people taking drugs, the youth taking drugs, the Zogo here and there, right? Can they afford to buy drugs?
Do you think public sector officials are taking drugs and that's why the drug is coming into the country because they can afford?
I won't say they are taking drugs until we do the drugs texting.
But you
That's what I
assume
put
that
forth.
people are taking drugs. That's why you want them to be tested.
No one know who coming with drugs. If it were so, they want to announce it, and some people could be, they have been arrested. But what we are looking at is this: if you do the drugs testing every 6 months for public and private sector, if you maybe a minister, you do a drug testing and you find the drugs in the system, they may need to leave the job, right? So the thing here, the young people are not the one buying the drugs.
What makes
People
you
with
think
money-
that if
people
I
with
have money
money-
and I want to bring drugs in the country, do I have to take the drugs before I bring it in the country? No, it's a business. If I'm making business, I bring it in.
So can
Does that mean I have to take it?
So Titi, can the young people come in with drugs? They have the money to buy drugs?
I'm looking at the point where if I have the money, right?
All right.
I work for government, for instance. Let's use your case, right? I
Yeah.
work for government and I got money and I'm bringing in drugs.
All right.
And if I brought drugs into the country and I'm not taking the drugs, so when you test me and I'm negative, does that mean that how is it going to help the situation? That's my point.
Not just you. They are doing a text for the entire public sector.
Yeah, so everybody will
government.
just forget about taking it and just bring it in. How is it going to help the situation is my question.
Trust me, Titi.
Mhm.
The one that
Because your assumption is that the one who's bringing it is taking it. So if I know I'm making money, that one knows that he's making money. And he knows that Washington has been caught. He has been sacked. Do I have to still take it? No. I wouldn't take it, but I'll still bring it. I'm just trying to see whether your amendment, is going to help in any way.
So 2 ways we could look at it. I'm telling you, the both private and public sector. So if you test those in government, you also test those in the private sector. That they are the custodian of money. So somewhere you will get those that come in with drugs. But if you just focus on the young people and say the young people are the one taking in drugs here and there, fine, you won't get the main person that coming in with drugs. My issue is the coming in of drugs. We need to stop it. How can we stop it? Should it only be the young people? Yeah, we have been doing that. It's not just the young people. People are in government. Trust me, people are in government.
Just talking Max.
Yeah, thank you. People are in government who take drugs. So the issue with the public sector is
Allegedly, people are in government who take drugs because you don't have any.
Because you don't have facts.
that there are no facts. But I believe that this is why I'm saying we need to test them. We need to test them.
What else will you be proffering?
All right. Another one.
When you go to the house, you and your colleagues will discuss that one because all of you are in public sector. Then you will be in public sector. I'll see how that amendment will. You think that people in the legislature are taking drugs?
Titi, only those that are taking drugs will go against what I'm saying.
Okay, then you will know them. But if there are more now, then your will will
You
not
will
be
not go
done.
through.
If the people are,
When they are what?
if there are more, because it's all about numbers. So if there are more, they're not going to vote for what you're saying. So it's not going to pass.
Titi, most often people worry about people being more. When you are a motivational speaker, when you inspire people, right?
I know I'm taking a thing. I
will
would,
not
because
support
you
you,
inspire me, I will support you. I'm not going to support
sure
you.
you're not
No,
supporting me?
it's not going to happen.
How do
That's not happening.
how do a drug sticker support one who can't take drugs?
Yeah, how? It's not possible. So
How?
the thing is my habit, right? I'm
All
taking
right.
it. Then you say
You convince us now.
you will be taking tests, and I know that if I took a test, I will be positive, and it will disgrace me, and I'm going to stand to agree with you for us to pass that. You kidding me?
But then you should agree with me now. Then if they can pass it, then it shows you that those in public sector are the one taking in drugs.
No, then now your people who and you will be in the legislature will be talking that one. The next thing is what?
Okay, when we reach that stage, we'll cross.
Reach that bridge, we'll see what happens.
All right. Okay. The next one is with the education sector.
Mhm.
Would like to support it by introducing the TVEC program in all high school.
So what you'll be proposing, right?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
another one.
Okay.
Yeah, because the issue of the skill building, the thing is if you were to go to high school and you graduate from high school, we have people graduating from high school, have people graduating from university, and yet no job. But then if you have something to do after high school, a skill in you can do something small in order to pay your tuition at the university.
Is your school offering that?
Of course, this year we'll be doing that.
Okay.
We started doing that, and this year we'll continue with.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Sumo called Molba is our guest this evening on Open Conversation from District Number 3. He says he has no competitor in that district. He has some bills. He's going to be proffering if you lawmaker. He believes that you don't have water in District Number 3, and he's going to make sure that you get water, proper sanitation. I want you guys to speak to that. He says that he took the dirt from Wintown. Let me give him a big hand clap if we finish with the calls, and I hear that he did that. Then I think that is a huge thing he has done. But I want to hear from the district to know exactly what he's saying to me.
Not just all. Let me let the cat out of the bag.
Okay.
We have a TVEC program, a skill training program that we have 1,300 students
currently.
We are offering 9 courses, right?
Who's paying the teachers?
I'm paying the teacher. I also take care of uniform. I also take care of copybook. I take care of everything.
Where are you getting the money from?
When I'm getting the money from, you just forget to know I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman.
So,
yeah.
Is the business, you paying your teachers properly at your school?
Of course, I'm paying them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's like you're charging a lot of money now.
No. That means my school is, when it comes to the international rating, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are the least when it comes to tuition. People charge $2,600, $7,000. For us, $308 the whole year. So
Question has a question.
Yeah, I have questions.
Yeah,
so that means, before I get to the question, that means you are sabotaging your business for political reasons. Because if you are a businessman, what is the utmost purpose for a business? It's profit making, right? So you can tell me that you're a businessman and you are underwriting the cost for tuition, uniform, and all of that, giving it to a lot of people to go to school on flat rate, and you're getting nothing in return, using the business money, getting nothing back. You're destroying the capital, you're destroying everything in the business only because of political reasons, and you want to get to the House of Representatives.
One is political reason. We just go 2 months, the election time. But the school run for 6 months.
But so these are for political reasons.
If he's doing all of that,
we are giving back to society.
We are
giving back to society.
Okay, so my question to you, sir. Now, you want to unseat Representative CB Bashir in District Number 3.
Yeah.
Now, can you outline some of the things that he has failed on? Like you said previously, he is how did you call him? Failed? Some kind of name you call him. I may not be able to call that, but can you outline some of the things that he's not been able to?
If you wish, I could give you another name.
No. Let's just leave that.
Right.
So, can you outline some of the things that this representative over the last 5 to 6 years has not been able to commit to the people of District Number 3 that you think based upon your possible succession, you can be able to deliver to the people of District Number 3? What are some of the lapses of the representative?
All right, I remember 2017. I went along with Bashir during 2017 election, and he promised our people that he was going to give them water. That's the first thing. And he also mentioned that he's going to like de-roof the high school, and I tried to cast and carry another floor, even the administrative building. He also told us that he would give feedback every 6 months.
Report, right?
Yeah, report. That have to do with representation. Bashir have not given a single report
For the 5 years.
the first 1 year he did.
Okay.
After that 1 year, because the first 1 year is by just playing on the mind of the people.
Okay.
After the 1 year, I haven't seen anything from Bashir. Bashir told us that he had a university.
Where?
Bashir University, I think you heard about it. But up to today, no graduate from Bashir University. 6 years, no graduate.
But the university is operating.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, the university. I told the people the university is the Brooklyn University, right?
Do people go there?
Do you see people? You see
What do they do there?
Bashir got student there.
So why do you think they don't put out students?
The question, I think you need to call Bashir and ask him why.
But you said 6 years university, no graduate.
I'm telling you, that's the
How is that happening? What are the students doing there? Are they just partying? What are they doing there?
I mean, I know.
6 years and
no
you can put out
graduate. Because if you put out one, we'll be aware of that.
So after outlining all of these things that he cannot do, what will you do differently?
All right. What we thought about doing is this. All right. We want to we have the organic reset, and to the seat for the organic, ours for our reunification. After the election, we are all from different political party.
Okay.
We have to bring our people back to the table.
Did Bashir do that?
No.
Then you're gonna do that.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay, go ahead.
The second one is have to do with economics, and we have already started doing that, right? But reaching out to the people
Did
and
Bashir do that?
empowering them. No, he did now.
You're gonna do that.
I'm gonna do that,
Gonna-
and already doing that.
Economically empower the people.
Yeah.
He hasn't economically empowered.
No.
Okay, go
The
ahead.
next one is security. For security issue, Bashir did nothing. Today, I provided 103 solar light everywhere in the district, every community, 103 solar light to make sure at night our environment is safe for our people to walk throughout.
You think that is sufficient enough for security?
For security, we are also working with the wash team. We have provided raincoats, flashlight for our people.
Has Bashir been able to commit to that?
No. The only thing Bashir is doing now is to put down my billboard and other things, right?
Well, you think he's doing that?
Oh, I got proof to that. Bashir sent people to take down, and they were brave enough to discuss it in the district.
Are you going to instruct your people to retaliate when you see Bashir people taking down your billboards?
All right, I want Spike TV, and I give a warning, right? I'm one person. I believe in the Farmington Declaration, and I strongly believe in that. It's a document that we signed. So by Monday we'll be sending a communication tonight, informing them. We give them 1 week to warn Bashir. We should all abide by the Farmington Declaration.
After the 1 week,
If they refuse, there will be no billboard or poster in the district for Bashir.
Do you
So
consider
what is
that to
that?
be
Is that take
intolerance?
for tag or what? Do you think it's going to be the right thing to even do?
And you say you respect the Farmington.
No, I respect the Farmington Declaration.
Yeah.
And I think that NEC will act quickly to that because it's like a lot of people going astray. Even the issue of Wanake. We had a violence today that I went and told the guys to come down, right? We had an area that we were casting a road because I'm everywhere. I'm in the Morrissey Farm. I did a road there where people, one person died, a pregnant lady. We went there. We cast the entire road down the hill. Then we have another issue in these we went to do. We sent in the trucks yesterday of sand and crush rock. Today, we went there with the machine. One kid went with his group, saying that they will do the road because it's a project from them, from the outside. We said, no, it's not like that. We called the community leader because we believe in peace. The leader went there and told them Small was the first person, gave Small the chance. And I respect Wanake took the crusher out. They left.
So, which is a good thing. So, for me, I'm concerned about what you just said, and I don't believe that that's the way forward, because I said earlier before you came inside, I said my mother said to me that if you are in a bathroom and you're taking your bath in the outside bathroom, and then because usually when we're bathing outside, we hang the lapa there, right? And then the crazy man comes and just takes the lapa and starts to run with it. You're not going to get out naked running after the crazy man, because whoever sees you will think that all of you are crazy. So my thing is, if you are doing well in the district and somebody wants to disturb, they're going to find fault on you. They're going to take down your billboards. And if you've signed up to the Farmington Declaration, the best thing to do is to continuously engage NEC, because you are a leader. People are following you. If they hear you say that if they don't stop, we're going to take down their billboard.
1 week.
Everybody who supports you.
Titi, there is an ultimatum given. We said 1 week.
Yeah, after 1 week, if that doesn't happen.
It's not about a billboard.
We see violence in the
thing
district.
here is about a solar light. It's a lot of money we spend.
I agree.
So they took 2 down. And we're doing the letters the same
So the police is there, right? The police is there. So if my thing is, because people look up to you, if you say, I gave you ultimatum, and they continue to do that because they believe that they're already losing, you have spent a lot of money. A lot of people respect you. And if they go to do it and your people hear that they're doing it, they're not going to wait for your instruction. They say so long as someone put it there and they're putting it down, he already gave them 1 week. They're not stopping, we're going for them. They're not waiting for you to instruct them. And by the time you get to know, you even seen them, they're already gone.
So for me, I believe in NEC, right? And our first step is to inform NEC. And I'm sure that when we send our letter in, NEC will react. So until then, right? I'm not urging. I think they are listening to me. I'm not urging anyone to go
Until after 1 week.
Until they're listening to NEC. NEC is the one here. You make mention of the police. That's some of the issue I have with the entire Farmington Declaration. It should have been inclusive with the police. But it was only about the aspiring candidates, not the police. The police should have been part of the declaration.
But I think if you have a problem and you took it to the police, it's incumbent upon the police to make sure that, they make sure that there is peace everywhere, because the justice minister, the political party leaders, and all of those who have concerns with these elections, everybody was pledging their support to play their part. So we believe that, and when we expect that, they will play their parts. So we got 30 minutes more, and district number 3 is your time. Smokoli Molba is our guest this evening on Open Conversation. He says that he's the best man suited to replace Honorable C.B. Bashel.
And all the other integrity.
And all the other 18 persons, the other 16 persons anyway, because he plus the incumbent 18.
System guy integrity issue.
Okay.
And the other, they are imported American bureaucrats.
Okay, let's hear from you in district number 3. Good evening.
Good evening.
I would appreciate were you to lower the volume of your receiver.
Thank you so much. Am I good now?
Better.
Okay. Good evening. And let me say good evening to the next lawmaker of our district number 3 in the county, in person of Sumo Koliboba. My name is Chukai Sumo, and I call you from Kingsville.
Let's hear you, sir.
I listened carefully to our next lawmaker, and I think he's the best as it relates to the alternative that we need in our district. Mind you, the other candidates in the race are good, that are better, but when it comes to that capacity, only can handle the work at hand.
Okay.
Especially as it relates to the shocks that this district is going through as a result of bad leadership on our foreign lawmakers, we think that Sumo Moldova can reset our district.
especially to the platform that we understand.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Hello?
If you were to reduce the volume of your receiver, we appreciate that, sir.
Hello, I'm Kai Demi, calling from Maurice Farm.
Go ahead, sir.
I want to take this time to applaud your speaker guest, President of Smoke Mobile. He's one of the energetic man. Engaging the material more appreciated. Smoke, I listen to everything. And from what you have said, it is what is happening within the district. You know, district number 3 cannot repeat representative Taja know about that. I'm a supporter of the party. But on this stand, I support Smoking Mother, who is empowering the youth, who is doing what we expect of him, or we expect of the lawmaker to be our district. So,
Okay.
October 10th.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I can repeat.
It's more when you just know that you coming right there.
I can repeat. Let me go. Hello.
Yes. Go ahead, sir. What's your name and where you come from?
I'm Nima Chaplain. I call from district number 3, South Mexico community.
Go ahead, sir.
I'd like to appreciate your studio guests for the level of work he has done so far in District 3. He has affected the entire district with a lot of projects around the district. And God has blessed this district with so much. We believe at this time he's the right leader to be able to take us from this misleadership that we have been in.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, sir. What's your name and where you come from?
This is Edward Cosman Jr. and I'm calling from the district number 3.
Go ahead. This is number 3.
So I want to say thank you for the speaker guest for came over for his expertise. Honestly speaking, this incoming lawmaker is best to solve the problem of in the city number 3. He's been doing well and he's involved in all of the projects. He's involved in rehabilitation of roads. He's involved in catering to education of our district, educating young people of our district and doing better for the people of our district. So, wherever we say high up and continue the good
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Emmanuel Enwega Jr. I'm the vice chair for Photo Federation number 3 Youth.
Okay.
I called to commend the honorable institute there, although I'm not a supporter of him, but my community just benefited for some of the developmental initiatives, Mauritius Fund. You ought to pay for one of the 5 areas in our community. So I'm saying I have a vision, but I'm not a supporter of it. I come with a different side, but when someone does, the right thing is really
The way you talking so nice, like just calling and just be a put anything saying that's a problem. I can't see you talking there.
Then when you try
Anyway, that's the right thing to do, right? To commend somebody, but the way you talking, you're not far from going. Back you.
The point but I know, man, I have a vision, man. We are benefited from him from the Mauritius Fund angle, man.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much for being a part of the program. That the guy is real.
Yeah, he's real. 0880 541 080 541 096 are the numbers to call. And
that's not the number you call.
Oh, I missed the number.
0880-514.
514-096. 514-096. Sorry if you got it wrong. 0880-514-096 are the numbers to call, and you'll be part of the conversation tonight.
How many numbers you calling? That one or that two?
That one. Good evening.
Hello?
Good evening, sir.
Hello?
Good evening.
How are you, sir? How are you doing?
We're good.
This is Patrick.
Patrick?
Hello? I'm Patrick from district number 3 around the Janico story.
Yeah, go ahead, Patrick.
Yeah, I want to say it's a NAXA for the honorable. I want to say it's a NAXA for the honorable. We are carrying all the way.
Okay. Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening to the Jibo and good evening to the co-host.
Yeah.
My name is Gani G. Ganyo Jr. and I do join the conversation from my comfort zone in this city. You know, I listen to Honorable Sumo K. Murba in support of his because I think that all of what he has said, only 2% of it is true. Because if a man who has just came into the district, who had the intention to run in district number 2, only because he had few of his properties in district number 3, coming back to tell the people that Kofi is a Ghanaian, whereas he didn't took it to the National Election Commission at that time. And the National Election Commission was able to commission this man to run into the process. They coming on the
So what is the 2%? What is the 98% that is not true?
98% is fallacy.
What is the fallacy? I want to know. That's my concern.
But one of the fallacies is telling you like when people that Kofi is a Ghanaian.
What is it? Okay, that's just 1%. Let's go. You got 98, 97 more.
Yeah.
97% saying that all of the 17 candidates in the race have the issue of integrity issues.
That's not what he said. He didn't say all of them.
Just some of them. Some of them.
There are 18, excluding him. Said all of the 17 have integrity issues.
Okay, then 96. Let's go. Okay, 96. Let's go.
There are a lot of people listening to.
Man, let's go to the substantive issues, man. Go to the issue. What is it that he said that it's, that concerns the district that is not true?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't move the dirt from Wintown. He doesn't have a trade school over there.
Is he not giving people scholarship? Thank you.
We are not carried away.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, City and Washington.
Good evening. What's your name?
Yeah, this is E. Armstrong Kapu, the chairman for We Are One Round Victory. I call from District 5, Monserrado County, for District 3, where I lived before 2017, and I'm presently in District 5. Let me congratulate Brother Sumo in studio there. The only thing I have to say to Sumo, continue your good work, and I don't want your work to go in vain. It is time for you to make a decision after asking the people of the district to vote for you. You don't have a presidential candidate, but you can come on board to re-elect President Weah because I believe that you have something connecting to President Weah vision. Thank you
very much. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. What's your name and where you come from, sir?
Yes, my name is Patience Saki. Good evening. Good evening.
Go ahead, Patience.
My name is Patience Saki from District 3.
Let's hear you, Patience.
Yes. I listen to the incoming representative who prayed
Patience, you're hearing us.
Yeah. Number phone. Got to leave you at that. We already know you own Samosa. So let's hear from another person.
Calling from District number 2. I just want to tell somebody Moluba, thank you for your hard work and let him continue.
Thank you. Good evening.
Thank you.
Why do people keep hearing?
So if you call us and you don't lower the volume of your radio, then we will cut you off and then we take another call. Please lower the volume of your radio.
Good evening.
Hello?
Good evening, sir. What's your name and where you call from?
My name is Isaac Roy, and I'm calling from Nizo.
Go ahead.
District number 3, Monserrado.
Go ahead, District number 3.
Okay, I just want to thank the honorable studio there, Honorable Smoke came over, the next representative of our district. And I also want to caution our people in District number 3 to see where we started from in 2017 when we told them that we were given a chance to lead. We could have done SYC in terms of educating our young population. And some say, we were very young for that. But it says yet without public finance, the manager has been able to accomplish a huge investment in Liberia, and we have work. 50% on his employer. So that is a sign of victory that if you give me a chance, District number 3 will get better.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good evening. What's your name and where you call from?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Your name and where you call from?
I'm Dr. Thomas, the Juma calls from Puebla, district number 3.
District number 3, go ahead.
Let me applaud your studio just for the fact that you took the time to have gone into the studio. And I want to ask Mr. Smokey Moba that if he can substantiate the argument that people I will relinquish my support to Kofi Jones in the rest of the to support him. If you can reconcile, I still on the radio now.
Okay. Thank you very much. It's terrible for us. Can you just reduce the volume of your receiver, mom? We'll just leave you there. Good evening.
Hello?
Good evening, mom. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm Quiniel Dere from District C, Bagley Mission Community.
Go ahead, Quinel.
I would like to tell Honorable Small thank you. You have done so many things in this community, reporting street lights in our community, and right now I'm attending his trade school. So I would like to say thanks to him.
Okay, thank you too. Good evening.
Oh, yeah, your voice.
We're interested in your voice again. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, we're hearing your voice now. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's Melvin J. Call from Iowa, United States. I'm a big fan of Small K. Moluba.
Yeah, go ahead, big fan.
Melvin, you coming to vote for Small?
I can't vote for Small, but I would encourage all of the young guys and that district to vote for Small because Small has started everything from a long way. So, like, to see where District 3 going today, I'm applauding for that because he's doing a great job in that community.
Okay.
And, you know, Small was small. We saw Small, the kind of work he's been doing for the past year. I'm applauding for that.
When you started working, you were small, eh?
I was small, but I saw a lot of great things he's been doing, you know, empowering people, bringing the Chinese coast story. A lot of people been working. You know. He's been doing a great job. So there's a time. We got to give him that time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Small, I'm going to say shout out to you in studio, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you.
Melvin J.
Thank you. I know. Jump CFC.
I see why he said I won't hear my voice. Okay, Small, hearing your voice there. Thank you so much for calling us from all the way there in Iowa.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Good evening. What's your name and where you call from?
I'm Trevor Melvin Take. I do join from district number 10.
District 10.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, firstly, I want to applaud Mr. Mova in studio for the level of development that he's carrying on in district number 3.
How you mentioned
you from District 10?
Yeah, because I'm listening and I've been hearing from some friends, some reliable friends about his involvement in that district.
Oh, okay.
Yes. But the reason that I really call is that, you see, these are the people that Labrador should look for, Labrador should look for. And these are the kind of people that we need in leadership. Why do I say so? Why do I say so? I mean that I've been a student at the Bashir University for over 6 to 7 years, where the Honorable Bashir has lied to us many times and many years.
How? How has he lied to you?
How has he lied to me? And specifically, I'm speaking as a physician assistant student. You know, we all
as a what?
Specifically, I'm speaking as a physician assistant student.
Physician assistant?
Yes, student.
Okay.
We all have a course.
Okay.
And times are tough and critical, hard to deal with. All right. Upon my graduation as a nursing aid student, I heard the information to go to Bashir University along with my friends. We have been there for so many times for over 6 years. Honorable Bashir has never been transparent to us.
When you say he's not transparent, what do you mean?
Because he's not credible. He told us that our accreditation for our department was to be accredited in few years to come. In those few years, whenever we ask Bashir will always like one way or other first student or first someone. I think you are no stranger to this. I
know.
So what are the current at the Bashir University campus.
Have you guys ever taken up time to raise these concerns about 6 years of study without any graduation?
Thank you for the question. We have raised so many issues against Bashir. We have called so many meetings for the Honorable Bashir. Whenever Bashir comes, a meeting will be disrupted by himself.
Oh, is that what disrupted the meeting?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just a kind of arrogant person. I tell you,
Thank you.
No. You can't go that route with the representative. Good evening. Good evening. Sir, when you call, you pay attention to the phone, please. Good evening. Other people want to call. Yes. Good evening.
I'm calling from Community Island.
Go ahead, sir.
Yes. Yes, Smoke Morma is the best candidate of decision number 3 right now because we made a lot of mistakes 2017. We don't want to repeat that.
Hey, I can change. All right.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Your name and where you call from?
My name is Jacob Bozo. I took voice from Winston. I just want to take this time to extend my thanks appreciation to the honorable man who is still there for the tech that in Winston, you know.
And I there again.
He finally cleaned up the diet.
You're not there again. Now this call I was waiting for.
Somebody from Winston, please help us call and tell us about the diet in Winston. We appreciate that.
But
Good evening.
I can give extra evidence. So.
No, we want people to call.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
What was your name and where are you calling us from?
Studio guest who are going in person for leaving this number 3.
You know him in person?
I said,
Oh, you don't know him. Okay.
yeah, but I've been seeing his.
Are you still there?
Oh, you're breaking up.
I think it's off the
Good
line.
evening. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Go ahead, sir. What's your name and where you call from?
Yeah, this is Jerry Aston. I call from Portland community.
Go ahead from pipeline.
Yeah, listen to a studio guest, and seriously, we need to bring honesty to the kids' schools. So, basically, he talk about somebody taking down his billboard, and later on he switched to say again that it was his light, Chinese light. That several other issues that he mentioned. There's a thing tomorrow that said that he could build stadium in all of the communities in district number 6. So he's noted for lying to our people. And we need to come with honesty to the schools.
Okay, so hello, Mr. Pipeline. Hello. So besides the billboard that he said was brought down, that we cannot verify and we don't know whether what you're saying is true or not. Did he not clean the dye from Winston?
I'm not calling for Winston. I'm calling for Pipeline. I'm not aware of that.
Okay, so you don't know about anything that he's done in that district, right?
I know that he had several Chinese lights that he put around the place, and that was just quite.
When you passing by the Chinese light, you can close your eyes.
I can what?
Whether you can close your eyes. Is it not providing light for you?
These are quaking popular. Somebody said.
Did you have it before? Did you have it before?
What's about the bridge?
He said he also.
Did you have the Chinese light before? Hello. So you don't appreciate that you have Chinese light today? You don't appreciate that?
I'm saying it will not last long.
So, but it will not last long, but you're benefiting from it now, right?
Yeah, you are lying, but you're not coming to lie to the people.
Hello. Hello. Well, we had somebody who just called and who's attending the school now. So why should we believe you? Okay. All right. You support Bashar, right? Hello. Hello. How long did it take Bashar to put up graduates? When did he open the university? When did he open the university? Is that about assurance? When did he open the university?
There you go. I think we
I
can cut
like
the
to
calls.
get you people off because you guys just call, and if somebody did something, and whether you don't support the person, you have to appreciate people for any little
See
thing
what
they
the
do
guy
for
did
you.
from CDC. See what he did.
Hello.
Good evening. What's your name and where you come from?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Good evening. Oh, we're not getting here.
Yeah, I'm actually looking a call from Izo community.
Go ahead. We could take one or two more because we are.
Good
Good
evening.
evening. Your name and where you call from, sir? Good evening.
Yeah. I'm Eric D. Rapper.
Mr. Roberts, can you shift a little bit? You're coming in distorted.
Yeah, I'm coming to tell me a long quick. Okay, first of all, the hard work of the studio guests, driving studio on a small quality mobile, and thank you to the team. In life we must give appreciation and honor to whom honor belongs. Honor belongs to Honorable Morba. He is doing well. You get me clear, sir?
Go ahead.
Yeah, he is doing well in the district. This is a young man that I helped to construct over 3 different roads. This is a young man that I brought in install solar lights in the district. It's highly brother. None of them have the face for the district. The Bashar, the Kofi, the Patrick Kumoya, none of them have the face of the people. The arrowhead and the face of district number 3 is Honorable Small Mother.
Okay.
All the person voter have resolved to support this young man.
Okay.
Honorable Mother, we appreciate you and we say thank you. We are staying with you until October 10th.
Thank you.
Until October 10, eh?
You're not man.
This is our final call.
Don't
I want to appreciate your studio guest. But one thing I want for us to get as citizens of District 3 is that whenever a leader comes to the public, they should be able to come with a clear mind and then explain to the people what the district will benefit, not to come with part of deception to the public. Honorable CB Pastor have contributed immensely to the district.
Let's talk about his contribution. You are a citizen of the district. What are the immense contributions of your representative?
When it comes to road building or other opening within the district, Honorable Pastor is very important.
What are the roads that he has? You get all the time. Don't rush. Tell us about the alleys in what communities. What are the roads that he constructed?
If you look at the detour road on a pasture,
The what? What kind of road?
The detour road.
Detour road.
Detour road, and then if you look at
Where do you? Which community is the detour road?
Take it easy, my brother.
We park up in area anyway.
Uh-huh.
If you look at the alley opening in LPS on the pasture, it's fully involved.
Which LBS? Which LBS? Hold it there. Which LBS? Our LBS, yeah.
LPS. The roads are entering within Kuala Factory on our pasture here is in our community.
When you say it's him, Mike is in the community, what do you mean?
When it comes to alley opening, that's what I mean.
So he opened the alley there?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
I hear from the district. I take a tour within the district. And I, as a conscious man, in my own view, I have done my tour and I have gathered information.
Oh, you do your tour and you gather information.
This is the time that our people need to know
who told you that you know what's going on? Hello? Who told you that you know what's going on? You do your tour and you gather information. So who told you that your information you've gathered is the fact for which you were telling people what they need to know? Who told you that?
Whenever Honorable Pastor to the project, it's not in hidden anyway.
It's not in hidden, but you gather information. Who you gather the information from? Who you gather the information from, sir?
They're from Dwella within the community.
Thank you, yeah. I thought you were there. Thank you very much.
That will be our last caller. Honorable. I know we have a lot of them here, so I couldn't make that mistake on that. So so you listened to almost all of the calls, and a majority of them were in your favor. But what you like to say to the ones to talk about
the Kofi, I think so far so good. The Kofi, they talk about his nomenclature, his name. Can you provide any evidence that he is a Ghanaian like you claimed?
No, here's the thing. The name Kofi is not a Liberian name. It's not a hustle name from Liberia. And you know that. The name Kofi is from Ghana. So I don't think anyone should be angry with that, because I remember I did apply in Ghana when I was in Bundu for a job, and I was rejected based on my name. So
are you taking intermarriage affairs into consideration in Liberia?
Yeah, I'm aware of another Ghanaian, right? Sami, who he was born here, and his father is from Ghana, and my mother from here. He went there to get a job, and they rejected him.
So you think we should be doing it here and be rejecting people? Is he responsible for being born by a Ghanaian father in Liberia?
The thing is that Kofi is not a hustle name in Liberia. So I'm only saying that it's not a hustle name. We need people, we need indigenous. Our own. At the parliament.
So what are concerns that you take from the callers that you want to respond to, because we're out of time?
All right, quickly I would like to respond to, I just hear everyone talking about the solar light. What's about the bridge that I did? I did 11 bridges, right? I got the longest bridge from my Bala community, which is 250 feet that I did cast. And what's about the road projects? Yeah, so many things I have been doing, and I think we have campaigned in the past. It's not time that we sit and look at the decision from our people.
And you believe that the decision from your people will go your way come October 10, right?
Trust me, I did a photo here with Sabo Joyce here, right? And I told him I would come here as a lawmaker to shake your hand again, to take another photo.
Okay, all of the best. We wish you, Mr. Tumokolmolba. Thank you so much for accepting the invite to sit with us this evening on Open Conversation. We hope that we will call the other people in your district to come and tell us what they are doing. But this is good for the people. I like the way District Number 3, showed up tonight. They called and then talked about, what's happening in the district. That is good. Tomorrow, who do we have?
Tomorrow is going to be District Number 12, All Women's Night.
Okay, so we have all the women,
and so
in that district tomorrow evening.
We could announce that we will be having. These are all the aspirants from District Number 3. The women will be having Honorable Wata. She's representing the CPP ticket. We'll be having Honorable Janet E. Morris. And we'll be hopefully having Honorable Snotty something like Sherman. These are the 3 women in District Number 12 that are contestants. So it's going to be all women's night tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow we'll put Washington out of the studio.
No problem.
A women thing tomorrow night. But then District Number 12, you got to watch out. And we hope that you will also participate tomorrow night. Thank you so much. Join us again tomorrow, God willing, for another edition of Open Conversation.
Thank you very much. It's a bye-bye from my end.
Good night.
From the east to the west, north to the south, let's come together